Hello, guys. Welcome to the Villains Room podcast. I'm here with two special guests, Alex and Albert. Now, today we're going to be discussing what it's like to be black in tech. There's some uncomfortable truths there. There's definitely some uncomfortable truths. But let me just start out by saying, man, when I went into the tech world, I did not expect to be the only black person there, man. Shit's rough out here, man. And like some of these people don't even know how to react to you when you just sitting down, minding your business and doing your work. Like, it's kind of crazy out here, man. It's a kind of a harsh reality. Like, I knew it was there, but I didn't know how like bad it was until I sat down at my job. That shit's kind of crazy, man. But so tell me, Albert, have you experienced anything like that?
Honestly, my time at my current company's been pretty good. Though my general experience is just, say, black person existing are always just a little iffy. I think I've probably told you the story before when I was in college, when I was doing a study date with a friend around Thanksgiving, and this one lady, probably from the Midwest, calling for the accents, started up a conversation because we're doing some coursework. She goes on and on about how, college seems so hard these days and yada, yada, yada. And she says two things that are, she didn't say this maliciously, but they still just come off as big red flags. She has said, first, and I quote, "The Orientals are very good at math and science." And the second thing, and she definitely took me on the arm for this because this was definitely more of a question and less of a statement. She said that, and again I quote, her boyfriend in college believed that black people have an extra bone in their heel that make them good at sports.
What
So, I think my experiences with race tend to be less malicious and more just odd. But you know me well enough. I get into odd situations regardless.
Nah, I'm not gonna even lie about that shit. Like, it's weird because, like, especially in Boston, you know what I'm saying? Like, at Medtronic, we have people coming from all different parts of the world. And so, like, I get those, like, random questions, like, oh, how do, like, black people feel about this? How do black people feel about that? How come they're so sensitive about the N-word? How come we can't say it? Like, some, like, shit like that. Like, I keep coming across. And it's mad annoying, yo. I just sit down there and I'm just like, yo, like, you come to America? I mean, we at least know the history. Like, shit. Like, you kidding me, dog? Coming here telling me about you don't understand why we sensitive about the N-word, then you don't know nothing about our past, man. That's some shit. I hate that, man.
Well, thankfully, I haven't had that experience yet in corporate America, but I'm still very early in my career, so I will be looking forward to that. Anyway, incidentally, if you do have an extra sports bone in your heel, please let me know, because clearly I'm living with a handicap here to fight. If you all have one and I don't.
Shit, I bet Alex probably does, man, with all that fucking fighting he been doing lately.
You're real different. Tell us. Come on.
Shit, man. But nah, that shit is kind of crazy. Yo, Alex, you still online, man? What's going on with you?
Yeah, man. I'm here. I'm just, listening to your experiences.
Yeah, man. Like, people just don't know how to react to me, though. I don't know if you've had that experience, Alex, man. Like,
I mean, yeah, they're not gonna feel comfortable with a Jack the Black dude in the room,
You know what? You make a valid point, man. I look like every gangster in fucking LA, right?
I'm sorry, yeah. You're not every gangster in LA? I thought you were. Like, I thought you were literally all of them.
All the gangsters. Oh, shit. That's too funny, man. I don't know, man. I mean, come on, Alex. I know you got a few stories, man. You just copped the software developer job.
I mean, it's not so direct, You go, I think it's, my manager is actually black,
Oh, word? Shit.
Yeah, so things over where I work at, it's pretty, it's not the greatest tech, I would say. You know, as far as like the onboarding process and everything that they give me to do for work on a day-to-day basis. You know, like the order of operations is pretty simple. Granted, I can go a little bit more beyond than what they expect of me, but you know, like I think what it is like you can feel it in the room. You know,
true.
It's something that I guess I've been struggling with. You know, I think everybody struggles with it. You know, like the fear of others' opinions on you. You know, and then when you're the minority in the larger group, you know, where you're operating in, it's always an uncomfortable feeling. You know, like like you're not being welcomed. You know, like you can't be viewed as the same as everybody else. You know, because and then I feel like with our community sometimes too, when we see people of our community in spaces where we're operating in together, like it's like the crab in the bucket syndrome, you know? It's like we're not kind of uniting, you know, working in unity. But I never had anything that was like the. I do have one story though. Now thinking about it, like reflecting back in 2019 when we were in Hack Diversity. And
oh shit!
Albert, you were a part of that cohort, were you? Was he in 2019? He was, right?
I was in the 2020s.
2020. Okay.
Yeah. I think I was there with you, Alex. Are you trying to refer to that?
No. So let's listen to this, right? So when I got put on to A6, right? I lost my badge to. Bro, it was literally crazy. Like I can't believe this dude said this to me. So, I think he was like, all right. So we usually had a badge that we had to tap into the building to get inside, and I lost my badge one time, so I constantly had to ask this dude to like, you know, let me in. I was like, you know, can you just let me in? I forgot my badge, you know, like I lost it actually, so I'm in the process of getting a new one. The day I finally got one, I told him like, I think he was like, oh yeah, this is what he said. I remember the words verbatim. So I got the pass, I got the ID card to scan myself in the building, and then as I'm walking into the elevator and shutting the door, he was like, "Oh, you're finally legal now." And I was like,
"Oh shit!"
Yeah, bro. Like, I was like, that was wild. Like that really like, because you know, this is like right before stand up, and I was just so mad that like somebody told me that, you know, like it's that really got me mad. So it's like little moments like that, you know, and then like, bro, like I swear to God, the other day. Like, it was this summer, too, like, a guy called me a coon. Like, he was walking by, and I'm, like, working out, doing, like, a video in Everett, like, right before the dojo, you know, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu rolls I was about to get into. And this dude was walking his dog, and I had my headphones on, like, these big-ass Bose headphones right here, and I think he was just, like, assuming that I probably couldn't hear him, but he walked by, and my shits weren't even on, you know? And he walked by and he was like, something about coon. And I was like, I thought I was like going crazy. And I asked him, I was like, did you just call me a coon? And he was like, no. I was like telling my dog, let's go. And then it was crazy because like everything was recorded. And then I replayed it and he did say it, you know, but that wasn't in tech. But I'm just saying like, you know, like what Albert was saying, you know, going back, like, just being a person of color in America, you already know what to expect, you know, sometimes, you know, with, you know, it's going to exist out there, you know? So, I don't know. That's just my share.
I agree with you all. I try to not let it I don't let it define me, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the shit that people be, like, all that racist shit that other racists be saying about us.
No, yeah.
I really try not to let it define us, because if I let it define me, then I'd be too distracted from doing what I need to do as not just, you know, for career, but as a black man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we let shit like that really bring us down, it really is, we're kind of, in a strange way, kind of oppressing ourselves from doing better. And when I try to tell our brothers this and our sisters this, then of course I'm going to get some, you know, So of
Some
course, I'm gonna get
resistance.
something back. Yeah, resistance about that, but it's the fact. If they look at like all the top black men and all the top black women, they didn't let that shit define them. They didn't. They said they go about it in a different type of way, man. Like they gotta listen to the people up top. But at the end of the day, I also feel like we don't appreciate intellectuals as much in the black community as we do in other communities. We rather have fucking Cardi B, fucking Megan Thee Stallion going up to the White House, fucking what's his face again? The one that was a Kim Kardashian. What's his face? I keep forgetting his name.
Kanye?
I think it was Kanye. Yeah.
Oh,
Kanye.
no.
Yeah, like shit like that. We don't have like people that's like intellectual. None of our intellectual brothers going up there, and it pisses me off, man. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just disappointing. How you feel about that, Albert?
I mean, you're definitely right. Again, I work in a pretty small company. My experience is pretty good, diversity-wise. So speaking more towards just life in general, well, you two have known me for a long time. I've always been kind of just general purpose nerd.
Nah, you're nerdy as fuck.
And the way you talk, like white people like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No offense, Albert. I'm not trying to downplay you, but he like that shit. Like I come on here and I say something. He said this man is black as fuck. The Albert comes around like, oh, he's kind of down with us, kind of.
But no, that's kind of the point I'm getting at. Is I've pretty much always been this way. So some of the first comments I started hearing growing up weren't always, you sound so smart or you sound so nerdy. A lot of them early on were, you sound white.
Damn.
That really, it's really hard to break away from the mindset of just not being black enough or just sounding white and just being very self-conscious about it. It's not something I really think about nowadays because that's just, I am who I am, but it definitely did give me a lot of self-esteem issues going up.
Yo, I've actually, Albert, believe it or not, I did kind of grow up the same way as you, and I kind of broke out of it because I was dealing with more hood shit when I got older. With you, so like I grew up the same way. The kids around me, they were just like, same skin color, everything. They were just like, oh, you don't sound black. You don't say this. You don't do that. You know what I mean? And like, it did cause a little bit of self-identity issues. Like, I'm not too black enough, but I'm black as shit. Like, what is that supposed to mean? But like, yeah, man, like I could like relate to some degree. And then as soon as I, when I hit like, I think middle school and high school, when I started, getting to like the wrong crowd a little bit, cadence changed, everything changed. I say the N-word like back and forth, like it just started to change after that. But man, the environment does definitely do an effect on you. You know what I'm saying?
Was this around the time you became all of the LA gangsters, or was this before that?
Nah, man, like
I guess my question is, do I need to become a gangster in LA in order?
Oh no, Albert, you're perfect the way you are. Fuck what everybody says, man. Honestly, I wish the best for you and Alex, man, because like we made it, man. If you think about it, we made it. Like, we're making above average salary. We made it, dog. Not a lot of people could say you're making 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. A lot of people can't say that shit.
I mean, so, Miles, how you, where are you working at now?
I'm working at a medical company. I'm not trying to disclose anything, but
what's your role over there?
Oh, I'm a test engineer, so I'm basically doing what I always wanted to do in college.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, man. So I'm happy for that. Like, that's another thing. It's like a lot of people can't say that as well. But yeah, man. Like, I'm happy for it. What kind of pushed me in this position was more so my experience, and not my because I still haven't finished my degree, guys. I got a month left, but like it was a little experience. Remember, Alex, when we went to BHCC I was sitting down and I was on my laptop. And you came around and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm testing this website out for some company. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember that clearly.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, I do.
Yeah, so that was like my experience. Like I was gaining experience for becoming a tester at that time, and it kind of propelled me in a different direction. So I was kind of setting up the foundation for that. Yeah, man. I mean, shit. Damn, guys, I'm glad we here. I'm honestly happy, man. I'm happy. Like, a lot of people can't say that. Like, a lot of my childhood friends are into the drug life. They're into the bullshit out there. They're running around on their fucking mopeds. They're doing that shit right now. And some of them have kids and doing what they need to do as a family man, but they sacrifice their career to be a family man, which I don't downplay. Do what makes you happy in life. But like it's telling, man. I never expected that the people I met who are considered friends in college would be the people that we're in the same realm as we are now. Because I'm so used to leaving people behind. Now I'm with you guys, so it feels nice, man.
Yeah,
it's nice.
I mean, none of us own a moped.
Shit, man. I don't know, man.
Damn, I seen this dude Albert looking fly as shit. Remember I seen you, Albert?
Yeah,
in April. So
yeah,
I remember. Albert had
going to a thing.
Yeah, this dude had a fucking leather jacket on, bro. I was like, dude. I was like, this dude's getting paid. Look at this guy.
He's a good sale, man.
Oh no, you wear the leather jacket? What? Nigga, what? I'm sorry, dog.
You can laugh all you want, but I look fucking good in it, so fuck.
Hey, man, you look good, you.
Nah, the leather jacket's definitely. I think I might have to get one for this fall or this winter.
Look, a leather jacket by itself is fine. A leather jacket with a moped is too much.
Now, to be fair, I had a leather jacket, but I had a hoodie inside of it, so it's like I was alright. It was cool. You know what I mean?
Leather jacket, but it's black. So,
but it's hoodie. You got a hoodie on it, so you could pass a little bit.
Yeah, Albert, you're making 6 figures now, huh?
I am.
You deserve it, though, man. Like I remember, just being in Richmond's class, dude, and BHCC, like. Dude, Albert was on top of it, bro. Like that dude liked you a lot because like every time he asked you like what was the range of a primitive type, like I never like that was crazy about you. Like that was the crazy thing about you, like you remembering the range of a primitive type. Like that was something that's like unforgettable. I talk about you all the time to people. I'm like, dude, yeah, there was this one dude in my class. He just knew the range of a primitive type, like off the back of his head. And I'm like. And then, dude, yeah, bro. Like, dude, yeah, bro. You definitely have the. I remember, like, like I think you were taking CIT 120, but that might have been like a class above you. But I don't know, like I don't know, dude. Like you were a huge help in my growth as a programmer that last year. At Bunker Hill.
That's what I like. I like
that.
Man, love.
You were. Yeah, bro, you were definitely a huge contribution to my growth.
Oh, I'm really glad I can help you get to where you are.
No, yeah, bro.
Like, please give yourself most of the credit there. It was just a step on.
No, yeah, but like just being around you just made me smarter.
That's what I like to hear.
I like to hear. I appreciate
you hear that, Albert? Are you consuming that, dog? I hope you're consuming that, man.
Honestly, it really worked out just because I did tutoring a lot, so a lot of the stuff I had to teach was stuff I had to remember for myself, too. Mm-hmm. I'll be damned if I'm going to let myself be one of my Richmond wall people.
Richmond was funny as fuck, though, because that man, remember we were doing that history quiz thing on the board and he knew nothing about black history? What the fuck was that? He didn't know who was Harriet Tubman.
Bro, go on, look at his age, man. That's he comes from that era, We don't even have to disclose it, but we just given his age, you already know.
I mean, whenever I talk about him, I describe his age by the fact that we submitted our assignments on CD-ROMs. That's how I give his age.
Yo, that shit bothered the fuck out of me. I don't know, understand
Man,
why
you
we
mean-
need shit on CD-ROMs.
By the way, guys, where the fuck did you guys get CD-ROMs back then? Because, the bookstore ran out. They don't buy them anymore. No one
Oh
owns
shit.
them. Who the fuck has CDs?
Oh no, my father had them
Albert,
back
what's
in
your
the
role?
day.
Albert, you
I
still
just-
doing full stack?
Yeah, I still am. Currently, the stack is React and TypeScript, some C#, some C++, that sort of thing. Been using Next.js a lot lately.
Oh, nice, man. I've also picked up a project for my job to work on the dashboard, and it uses JS. It uses Dash Plotly. It uses a little bit of Python, and it uses Git Bash as well. So I've picked up the project, and I'm starting, and I lead that project currently right now on top of my testing. So like I don't like doing web. I always hated fucking web. I just ended up picking it up because all my seniors left, and nobody really know how to operate the whole entire thing except for me. So it was fucking annoying. Cause I was like, I hate web. I understand this shit though. And I'll do it just to satisfy whoever the fuck, to be honest. Oh man. But that's interesting though. Shit, have you guys ever experienced that you guys had like more to prove? You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, like when you're like talking to somebody about, or have a question, especially somebody who doesn't even look like you, right? Have you ever experienced like they over explaining something that you told them that you already knew? Have you ever came across that? Because that shit really bothers me. Like I sit down there and I'm be like, they're having something wrong with the network, not sure what it is, but I understand there's something wrong with the packets, yada yada. And then whoever you're talking to, white, Indian, whoever, they like tend to like over explain the simplicity of it, although you talked about the simplicity of the subject itself.
Bro,
Oh,
I
really?
think people in this
Yeah.
field are just wired to overcomplicate things, Like,
Yeah.
people just want to sound smart, make themselves look. I feel like people just do that, just because that's how people are in engineering and STEM, I don't even think it's a matter of like people looking at you like as if like you're dumb enough. You're not smart enough to understand like how it works. I think people just tend to how to over describe the problem in a way where it's like it's just like it's you're overcomplicating it. Then just like you're not keeping it KISS. You're not keeping it simple.
I do agree. I feel like I definitely understand what you're saying. Like some people definitely do that, and then some of them just come off just assholeish, straight up assholeish. Like they mean they tend for something else. Because I know some people who are just legitimately like that. But like especially with the old heads, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about like these managers and things of that sort. They kind of come off like a little bit condescending, like I'm supposed to.
But maybe that's just because of a place of fear,
Yeah, it could possibly be that as well, man. But like I sometimes I have to lean back and actually think if it's like truly, if it's not malicious or it is malicious. It's kind of hard to figure that out. Like it does pee me in a way, just because it's just like why are you doing this? Although I told you I know this. Like why are you? I'm just asking you for one simple thing. I'm not asking for anything else. But like you said before, Alex, it could be them over complicating whatever I'm saying. But man, that shit really just peeved me though. I can't get over it. I don't know what it is. But something just clicks in my head and just like, hey,
you gotta make a resentment list. I'm in the AA program. I'm in a 12-step program. I just reached 8 months of sobriety.
Yeah.
Congrats.
But what we work on, dude, it's like, we work on listing out all our fears and our insecurities. And that's like something I've been doing,
Oh, good shit, man.
So like, it's like you get irritated about it. There's a lot of things that we get irritated about, like resentments, like that's probably something that you resent, right? Like I resent this person for over explaining something that I have a good understanding of,
Yeah.
And if you figure out what's the cause of it, I bet it can help you, kind of.
well, the thing is, Alex, I do check it. Like, I know it's there, and I check it, but like, I truly don't know what it is. It could be just something in my past, or like again, it could be something in my past. It could be something.
Yeah, it could be. You know, like like you said, being black in tech. Just being. Like people are just gonna underestimate you. They're gonna underestimate us of how well we can perform.
That's very true.
And that's just, but like at the end of the day, right? What's the virtue in that? Is that you get to carry that burden, and that you get to control, and that makes you stronger. Because like you don't like have to prove to them like anything. Like you know that you're valid already inside.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Alex, you make a good point, man. You do really make a good point on that shit. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of the pressure of just being black in tech, and especially being the only black person in that fucking department that I'm in currently. It could be.
I'm not black, so I can't. I do have 13% Nigerian in me, so I want to disclose that.
Listen, Alex, at the end of the day, they consider you black.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, you're definitely.
But no, I understand. You have your own issues, right? And I have my own issues. I understand especially the cultural differences as well. I understand that. But there's definitely a lot of intersection, between us and our cultures.
Sure. What's a good book to read? Jocko Willink's Extreme Ownership. There's a lot of things that you can talk. Yeah, by Jocko Willink. There's a lot of good takeaways from that book that can be applied, in business and relationships, with life. A lot of principles that I've been reading a lot too, bro.
Same.
I think that's like the best way to tap into different modes of thought.
True.
To get a different perspective on things,
Very true. Have you read 48 Laws of Power?
No, I have that though. I do have that.
You gotta start reading that. That's an interesting book. It's an interesting book. It's dangerous if you know how to apply them. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking dangerous. Yo, Al, you been quiet. What's going on, man? You good?
I'm just listening to how you're gonna abuse these 48 laws of power.
Oh, I'm gonna abuse it in tech.
I haven't read the book. I don't know any of these laws of power, but if you want to teach me the ones that I can use and abuse for my own purposes, please let me know.
It's an interesting book. It gives you like a whole bunch of stories, and then it gives you like the meaning of these stories, and then it gives you like the advantages and disadvantages of them. Like, for instance, they may talk about a king and some type of a king and a general, how the general overtaken the king because he used a strategic approach to make the king do certain acts or things that lessen his position. So like, and then they kind of give you the flip side where this could go in the wrong way, where the king figures out what the general's up to and yada yada and kills him and blah blah blah. So it's interesting. I suggest you read it. It's also been banned from a lot of countries too. 48 Laws of Power is not a joke. It's not a joke.
It's it's like the transgression of the law. Like, he breaks it down in that, like, or people who ignore the law. Example of people who ignore the law to their demise.
The laws that are currently in place.
So it's like certain principles, and then like certain people who went against those principles that ended up backfiring on them. So it's like you never outshine the master. It's like
that's actually one of the laws. Yeah.
It's the first one. I read the 50th law, but I didn't read the 48 Laws of Power. But
yeah, that one was interesting.
I'll have to check it out. It's not banned here.
No, it's not banned.
Chance to get it now.
Not in the United States.
Okay.
You can walk around with that book. Nobody's gonna kill you. You go to Saudi Arabia, that's on you, bro.
Hey, but bro, this is the way you got. This is the way you got to think about it too, bro. Like going back to the top shit. Like that's what we're doing, bro. Like we're going to the top in tech. We're going to the top in relationships with our wives, with our children, with physical exercise, with So it's like when I think of like we're so early in our careers as far as like where we're at, like compared to where we started, bro. Like there's no reason to let any of like these thoughts ever penetrate into your subconscious, you know, like, yes, there's going to be people in the world that are going to be in this space that we work in that are going to have that view. But think about how far you've already come, bro. You know, to even let that idea of like you not being able to like get to 200,000, 300,000 a year in this field, it's like ridiculous because you've already come so far. You know, especially Albert, bro. Like I definitely see you, bro, being like that 200K dude a year. 250. I don't even know if you're probably close to being that dude already.
Yeah, no. All right, so one of our colleagues is doing very well for himself, and I'm super proud of the guy. I also think he got married not too long ago too, so also congrats to him on that.
Yeah.
No, I'm still a ways off for that myself, but I've just been mostly focusing on just me at the moment. Physical health.
That's all you should be focusing on.
Trying to figure out who I want to be for the next
physical health.
Some ideas in my life.
Like that.
Like
just going back to Albert's comment on physical health.
Yeah, let's do that. How's your physical health, man? I know as a tech guy, it's easy to just sit on the couch and just get plumped up.
I've been trying to get a lot more in shape lately. At least I've been taking that more seriously this year. So I've gone to running back in I think maybe April or something. I started doing yoga this year. Lifting more, just trying to feel better about myself, which has been pretty nice. Plus, Alex is over here being fit every day, and I can't fall too far behind him.
There you go.
Nah, that's Miles, dude.
Nah, not trying to do too much, man.
I can't be the one non-jack dude on this episode. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, you're right. That's not fair. We gotta elevate him, Alex. You gotta put him up there.
Yeah,
you can do cardio with him. I do weightlifting with him.
Albert, you should join my program, bro. I'm coaching a 19-year-old right now. I can coach you, bro.
Is that for your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something else?
Nah, it's just I decided to maybe try to start like an online coaching thing, and then this one kid reached out, and I told him I'd help him out. So he paid me like $200 worth of 3 months of training, which is like it's really like that's. For the amount of work that I do for him, like I show up every day for this kid, I pick him up, I go to the gym with him, I drop him back off. So it's like, I can charge him more, but I'm not doing it in the sense for money. I'm doing it in the sense like, if I can really see a significant transformation in 3 months of coaching and training with him, like, that can open up the door for someone else to hop on board. And, but he told me, dude, he was like, dude, ever since I've been working out with you and hanging out with you, like, I've been feeling much happier, more confident about myself. And, that's what you do it for, it's to hear that shit from people, So
that is true.
The only way to earn more, dude, is by adding more value to the marketplace, by doing more for somebody than anybody else is doing, If you can figure a way out to get creative to add that service or product to the marketplace, like that's how you become wealthy. Just by adding more value, and even in the workspace, bro. Even make money in this field. It's like if you want to earn more, add more value to your company. Find areas where you can add more value to the company.
I mean, that's always a big. I mean, that's the bread and butter of engineering: identifying a problem and then trying to make a solution for that. I think a lot of people, especially ones who do like. I'm sure we've all gotten the offer from a friend who's like, I have this app idea or I have a startup idea and I need you to make a thing for me or blah, blah, blah. And I think a lot of the issues with those ones are people who don't think out the problems who are like, all right, I have a solution. I don't know what the problem is. Let's just keep putting this in random places until it just works.
That actually happened with my boy. So I do have an app that runs and functions perfectly. Like you could make an account. It stores all your data inside of a NoSQL database, and then what it does is that you pretty much could like message other people. You could do everything with it. But the issue I had with him is that he didn't have like a full like idea of like the whole entire vision of it, and so I felt like I was in a position of leadership where I had to lead somebody, and their idea. And then not only that, I kind of have to set the foundations. Like I have to make a whole bunch of diagrams. So if another software developer comes on board, they know what connects to what, how data is processed, so forth and so on. So it's just like, it became much more of a bigger project. And then something happened with him. He disappeared. He went to Atlanta, and the project's just been sitting here, my damn desktop. So it's it's definitely interesting, man. When we all have that one friend who is telling us to they have this idea and they want to kick it with us. But shoot, man, those friends.
Yeah. It's always interesting trying to deter someone from an idea. If someone's really serious about an idea, like they've thought it out and they're actually passionate about pursuing it, then I'm more than happy to talk along with it and help out if I can. It's a little harder to kind of stave all of the half-baked ideas that people come up with without like totally saying no to the idea outright. Because usually you have to just tell them back. It's like, all right, think through this, and that. This is how much this is going to cost. If this is still something you're interested in, then sure. Usually that's enough. Just adding like a monetary cost just to deter people from doing it. But
true.
It's always just fun having that conversation with someone.
True. Or when they don't understand the user's experience, they're like, if they want to have like all these options and settings on this like one fucking page or this one fucking layout, and I'm just like, yo, my man, you gotta spread this out. You gotta do this. You gotta make this thing user friendly. It's just like there's a whole bunch of shit that goes into it, and then you feel like I honestly, I rather want somebody who understands user experience when they're coming to me with an idea, because if they understand that takes a lot of pressure off of me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I just don't want to turn this into my project.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to what we're talking about with having people explain things to you. Sometimes people go too much. It's hard to go in the other direction where you're explaining technical concepts to non-technical people.
Yeah.
That's something I've learned to do pretty well just, throughout my time tutoring and whatnot. But there's a lot of work that goes in engineering, and it's not easy to explain all those things, part of which because we work with some very complex frameworks and projects and languages, but also because a lot of these are just named very stupidly. Like, if I told you I need to parse some HTML with beautiful soup, you would know what that means. It sounds like gibberish to anybody else. It's a skill.
It's a skill, yes.
And it's really hard to be like, all right, I can do this, but it's going to take a lot of work for a lot of reasons that are really hard to explain in 5 minutes.
Truth. I mean, I learned that mainly in IT when I was in BHEC and I got an IT job. Like, I learned how to talk to people, but like, it's so fucking annoying. This is why I fucking hate IT right now, man. Like, you meet the most egotistical people in fucking IT. Like, it's insane. I worked at an MSP, so this is basically an IT service that you provide for like other businesses. So you could have like 4 businesses under you, and you have their technological stack. Now, like when people come in, they complain about like their fucking computer, and all I had to do is shut it off and turn it back on. That shit's annoying. Or like if another person, like another IT person who was working with that customer fucked up, and they come at you and they start yelling, although it's not your fault. Like, that shit. Or you have a CEO, right? Because I had those high priority people. A CEO who doesn't even know how to work fucking Zoom or Outlook, or doesn't understand like what's going on with his system at all. You kind of have to explain why you can't do this, why you can do this. You become a fucking consultant, it feels like. But man, like, and then trying to dumb it down, like from not trying to get too technical, just saying click here, click this, is so difficult. Like, it goes back to that, like what you're saying before. It's all about that, trying to interpret it more simpler for people. And please, if you meet somebody with an accent, Jesus Christ, you have to like really kind of be careful with the wording too as well, because it could take it totally left. Like, I had this guy from France, and man, he wanted to delete his old 365 account. And I'm like, if you delete your old 365 account, your Active Directory, your Outlook, your your fucking OneNote, your fucking Excel, your blah 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 is not gonna work anymore because you deleted the main account that connects to everything. You delete that shit, everything else is gone. And me trying to explain that to him, shit, I had to pretty much tell him to just write out a damn diagram at that point. It's difficult, man. It's difficult. Shoot, how about you, Alex? You had anything like that?
I mean, yeah, dude. You know, just like you said, that one friend who has the app idea. I hate those guys. You know, they hit you up like, dude, I got a killer app. It's like, yeah, buddy, you don't understand the level of complexity behind what you're trying to create right now. You know, like the engineering behind that. You think that it's just gonna happen overnight or like a month from now? It's like, dude, So I think, yeah, it's like the technical literacy that some people have just doesn't, they don't understand the complexity, or just like you said, you know, just helping people with like technical problems. I don't know. I haven't had that. But I think the app guy, you know, it's
probably the most relative to you.
Yeah, you can relate to that, dude.
Yeah. Sure,
There's a fair chance we all know the same app guy.
Yo, that'd be funny if it's the same app guy. He just
No, they have like a meetup. Like, you know, they all meet together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, you're literally using the application meetup for these people?
No, I'm talking about these people that one friend that. You know,
my fault.
They're all in the same network.
Everyone wants to be a Jobs. No one wants to be a Wozniak.
Yo, you know what? I feel so bad for Wozniak because like he really got played by Steve Jobs so bad. It's not even funny, man. Like he did all that shit for Apple only for Steve Jobs to take the limelight. Oh, damn, that's rough. That's rough.
Not a great story. Obviously, I don't know the man, but I heard he was just a really nice guy. Wozniak.
Yeah.
So it was kind of messed up that way. You know, you hear stories about like a project he'd do with Steve Jobs, and you know, Steve would just short him on the money. That's what Jobs did sometimes.
Yeah.
Which I feel like
gets greedy.
Yeah. It sucks when that happens. It really does.
I mean, there was even a part where Steve Jobs apparently was neglecting his child, his daughter. So it kind of proves, just like you were saying before with the money, it kind of represents his character. It's all about himself.
I mean, it's a common, but dude, like literally anybody who's been a great, if you think about it, you know, it was never worth, you know, the cost of family life or, you know, with friends. Anybody who's been a great, Kobe, Jordan, Brady. Look at Brady, dude. You know, he left his wife. He didn't give a fuck, you know? Like, I think the issue between, I think it's like these dudes just had a level of obsession of, like, their craft, you know? That, you know, sometimes they probably did, you know, do some things that were unethical in the process of getting to where they needed to get to. But if it wasn't for that level of obsession, you know, we probably would have not had the Kobe that we had. Probably would have not had the iPhone, the iPod, you know. But it doesn't mean that, you know, these people have to go around, you know, making unethical choices. But, like, I think it's just, like, it's a common denominator with all these people, you know. Like, when you look at it, like, level of obsession that they had took them to places where, you know, they regretted later in life, you know, like, oh, I didn't spend enough time with my family, or I did this person wrong in business.
Very true. Very true. Like all the greats, you're right, they all had some issues, that's for sure. And it's always something, I feel like it's definitely revolved somewhere around the family too, their family. I
there are a lot of people, great or not, who would just benefit greatly from seeing a therapist or something at some point.
I don't know. Honestly,
I think people need to train jujitsu. I think Zuckerberg is making the right choice to get on the mat and get his ass choked out. You know, put that on mat. Imagine like getting
That's
to
a good
submit. Imagine getting to submit that motherfucker. You know, just like grappling with them and like showing them like, dude, you're not fucking special. Like, you fucking nerd. You know, like
Yeah, exactly.
I got
kind of
respect
why.
for the dude. You know,
That's
I got
eye
respect for
opening.
the homie, man. He's out there getting after it. You know, like he's taking the MMA and grappling shit serious. No, I swear to God, bro, I think jiu-jitsu can really help a lot of what happens in the workforce, bro. Like,
Oh, no doubt.
it brings people together and it humbles you, bro, you know?
I was thinking of going back into fighting sports because I did kickboxing, boxing, and taekwondo, and I've always loved fighting sports. That was like my bread and butter. But I've always been interested in jiu-jitsu, like more grappling type of.
Yeah.
So like when I heard
love
you
it,
were
bro.
doing it, I was like, shit, I really wanted to do this because
Yeah, bro.
I love it. It was a lifestyle.
It forges your mind, bro. Like, there's so many like ways that you can take. Like, there's many times in my day where, like, even with like my relationship,
Yeah.
sometimes with my wife, you know, like I just got to surrender to some things, you know. It's like when you're about to get choked out and there's no way out of the choke, you know, like you just got to surrender. You just got to you got to tap out, you know. Like same thing with so many things in life, you know. There's just going to be some things in your life that you cannot control, and then once you give complete surrenderance to that force of whatever that you're trying to control, like you learn a lot, you know. So you learn those principles from the mats, and then you apply it to life, business, relationships, and your job, and it's like that shit carries weight, you know. People see that.
True. I'm not gonna even lie. Like when you picked up like jiu-jitsu and all that stuff, it kind of gave me like flashbacks of when I was in my early 20s. And I was in the fighting sports and things like that. Then when you say you're a bouncer, I was like, I also was a fucking bouncer. But that bouncer shit kind of fucked me up for some time, man, because at that time it was fights all the time. Every time I went onto that dance floor, there was a fight on the dance floor. There's fights upstairs, there's fights everywhere. And that really actually kind of fucked me up a little bit because now I was going into this world where I'm always on edge because I realize it's much more dangerous than people.
But see that. Yeah. But that's the thing about training martial arts. It's like when like you're not even fazed by that because you already know that like you do it so much. Like you grapple so much, you train so much that like you're on go time whenever. So it's not even like you're. I feel like the more you do it, the more you're able to like tame that
beast.
Yeah, that, like whatever is like going on inside of you, like you're more calm, collectively. You know? I was just gonna say, there's like definitely people who are not like that. You know, like you give them the tools needed to hurt somebody, and they become even more dangerous. You know, like they become a worse person as opposed to a more virtuous person. You know.
I mean, that's the reason why I kind of quit being a bouncer because I realized I was enjoying it too much. I was enjoying knocking out people. I was enjoying taking out this 6'3" motherfucker out of the fucking out of the club. I was enjoying that shit, and then I quickly realized I can't do this. This ain't for me because I can't maintain this primal energy I'm feeling right now. Like it feels like it's eating me up. And then when I would go onto like the train or anything like that, and I would hear somebody like yelling, like I perk up and I'm just like, hey yo. Like I'm prepared to fight, and that's why I actually got out of that shit because of how I was feeling. But like again, like you said before, Alex, if I did like a fighting sport or anything like that and learned how to maintain that, I could probably been okay. I would have been all right. I feel that. So Albert, how do you know that me and Alex like to beat up people?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I don't like doing that. I'm not that.
Well, you don't remember that time you shoved me in a locker? No,
bro. Honestly, let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you a real story, bro. At Bunker Hill, bro. Right? Like, I'm not somebody like I don't. But dude, like one time I had to stand up forthrightly. So one summer, like this kid was like at the skate park and he was about to hit this girl, and I was like, nah, bro, you're not about to do that shit in front of me. Like, chill out. I seen the same dude pull up at Bunker Hill, and he pulled up to me in the kitchen, bro, in the cafeteria upstairs. He was like, yo, should I punch you in the face now or should I punch you in the face later? I swear to God, bro, right in the kitchen, bro, in the upstairs, and I'm like, oh shit, like that's that fool, bro, and he's much bigger than me, and I was like, oh my god, like what did I get myself into? And this fucking fool, he basically wanted to square up, he wanted to run the fade, you know, and I was like, damn, like come on, bro, I see you in school, I'm in school, let's try to do the right thing, bro. Like I was trying to like, you know, talk my way out of it, but this dude wanted like to run the fade. He's like, nah, bro, like should I punch you in the face now or should I punch you in the face later? I was like, man, let's just, you know, like let's just go for that walk, you know. And then so we're walking out of Bunker Hill, bro, and like I'm just like in the back of my head, I'm like, fuck, bro, like this is really about to go down, like I have to do this, you know, like I can't back out, like this is like we're really about to run this fade, like that's it. Like, you know, when you're about to run the fade with somebody, like it, like this is it. Like there's nothing, there's no more words. Like it's we're about to do this shit. You know, it is what it is. Like, and I'm not about to do that shit on campus because I don't want to get expelled. You know, I was already put on academic probation in the past for selling shirts on campus. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just run this fade. I had to stand up forthrightly, you know, in the face of people. And I'm like walking outside and like, you know, like getting amped up, bro. And we get outside, right? We get right by the bridge that takes you into the Galleria Mall. And I'm like walking backwards with my backpack down, right? I'm like, you sure you want to do this? And then as soon as I said that, he like started charging at me and I fucking threw that shit down, bro. And like basically like I came out on top, but like it was crazy, bro. Cause like, you know, like I'm not a person who's violent, you know, but like at that time, bro, like I really had to exercise that primordial part of, you know, being a human. And it's just like it came out, you know. And then like I really hurt this kid, bro. Like it was crazy because I punched this kid so hard in his face, bro. I seen it in his eyes, bro. I seen the level of fear when I punched him in his face that like like you said, you know, you get something out of that, bro. Like you get like it's like is invigorating the right word?
No, but I know what you're saying. It's not, that's that primal rage, like it feels
Albert,
good.
Does that sound right? Yeah, bro, you feed off of that, bro. It's like and then like honestly, bro, long story short, I beat this kid up and then like I gave him a hug and then I walked him to the nurse's office. I told him to go put some ice on his face.
Alex.
I swear to God, bro.
Yo,
bro,
Alex,
I swear to God, bro. Listen, yo, I beat this kid up, bro. He was bleeding, and I was like, "Hey, man, go get an ice pack." Put that shit on. I was like, "Go get an ice pack, my boy." I was like, "Go put some ice on that, my boy." I swear to God, we walked out the building together, and we came back in the building together. This dude, I was unscathed, and this dude looked like he just got fucking pummeled in the face.
I think you misunderstood the assignment. He asked you if he should punch you in the face, not the other way around.
Yeah, bro, like literally, like, bro, but I swear to God, bro, like this is like you know, like these are like the moments where you see how strong you are, you know, like as a person. Because I did not want to fight this dude. I was so afraid of this dude, you know. But this is like in times in like where you're doubting yourself, like holy shit, dude, like I actually, and that's like what jujitsu does for you, you know. It shows you that you are much more capable of doing things than what you like, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh shit, I can't do this, but then you do it in jiu-jitsu and you're like, holy shit, like I'm actually a strong person. Like people you would have thought you never could take down, and you drop them on like a single leg or like a double leg, and it's like it just gives you more of that self-confidence, you know. It's pretty dope, bro. But I'm not a violent person, man. I'm not.
Honestly, man, never start a fight, but never feel bad about ending one.
Yeah.
Listen, I had to grow up fighting, man, which is how it is, man.
Oh, yeah, bro. Same here in Cambridge, man, in the neighborhood. Like, you know, I've definitely ran my fades with people in the neighborhood. And, like, there was even times, like, where I got my ass kicked, you know, punched in the nose and... You know, so it's like after so many times of getting punched in the face and in the nose, you know, like you start to push back, you know.
That's right.
And it's But
and you quickly realize size don't really fucking matter like that.
they don't, bro. It's technique, bro. It's technique.
It's really technique. That's
Yeah,
why I
man.
don't understand why people get so scared and like, yo, man, he's like, let's do 6'2". It's like, I don't give a fuck. That I could throw that nigga over my shoulder. Like I'm that like overly confident. Like I
never want to get
understand.
overconfident, you know.
I don't want to be overly confident, but like I don't mind if somebody gets like a good like hit on me, like I'll be like, oh, I like this. But like, that's the thing. It's like that primal thing. It's just like, oh, like I don't know. I'm weird like that, man. Like when I see people who like overconfident, especially people who think size is everything, I'd be like, ooh, I'm coming after this boy real quick. I've always been like that, though. I've always been like that. But damn, Albert, I don't know if you have any fighting stories, man.
No, I definitely don't. So.
Oh shit, Alex, you gotta put him in the ring, bro.
Man,
Albert, you never punched somebody in the face, Albert?
All you hear is Albert going, I'm just like, wait a second. Like, hold up. Is Albert fighting?
Do I punch? No. No. I definitely more of a lover, not a fighter.
I respect that.
No. I think my main move in a fight is to call one of y'all and say help. But no.
I think, honestly, I think if Albert was put in a situation, bro, I think, Albert would probably,
I'm sure I could defend myself just fine, but
yeah, he's probably
in the situations.
Alex, he's probably one of those people who black out and just like end up just jacking somebody up and just be like, "Oh, I did that." He might be one of those people, Albert. Who knows? Your ancestors calling you. That's what happened. They summoned you into the shadow realm, and then you just woke up and you just beat the shit out of somebody.
God, are we doing like a Black Panther thing now? Just all the spirits.
All the spirits. Shit. Well, guys, it was been a nice talk. We're kind of over time here, but I enjoyed our conversation. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please like, share, subscribe, wherever platform you're on. Any little help is greatly appreciated. Goodbye. Take care.